Now, when you have devotion in your heart, what will happen? It will reflect in your thoughts, in your words, and in your deeds. A syndrome called FOMO, fear of missing out. They feel there's something vitally necessary in life which others have and I don't, and I need it. That this is the material consciousness. I need this and I need that and I need that. And spiritual consciousness is all the reverse. What I need is the inner wealth. I learn to be contented with the externals, or lack of them, doesn't matter. But then you focus on the real wealth, simple living and high thinking. Sri Krishna says that's what my devotees do. Chitta madgata prana bodhayanta parasparam kathayantascha mam nityam tushyanti cha ramanti cha. Translation: with their minds fixed on me and their lives surrendered to me, my devotees remain ever content in me. They derive great satisfaction and bliss in enlightening one another about me and in conversing about my glories. So he said that those who know my glories will develop devotion in their heart. Now, when you have devotion in your heart, what will happen? It will reflect in your thoughts, in your words, and in your deeds. If you wish to know where somebody's love is, you check their bank passbook. Where is the money getting spent? If it's getting spent on their dog, that is where the love is. If it's getting spent on the wife's saris, that is where the love is. It is getting spent on some religious organization, that is where the love is. So whatever we hold in our heart gets manifest in our actions. And if in the heart is love for God, is devotion, then what happens? Sri Krishna is explained in this verse that my devotees, Arjun, for them devotion becomes a way of life. When they converse with each other, they talk about my glories. On their mouth is my name. They engage in the Tridha Bhakti, Shravan, Kirtan and Smaran. Chanting, hearing and remembering. And as a consequence of that love for me, they remain contented. Contentment is such a big wealth. You have everything but not contentment, and you literally have nothing. Psychologists did this experiment with monkeys. A monkey would be handed over a marble by a researcher. And if the monkey gave the marble back to the researcher, he would be rewarded with the cucumber. So all went well. The monkey would earn and eat a few cucumbers merely by handing the marble back. until he saw that the neighboring monkey for the same act was getting a grape. Then all hell broke loose. The next time he was handed a cucumber, he took it and smacked it on the researcher. How dare you? Now the cucumber was fine, but what created the frustration was comparison. As Theodore Roosevelt said, that comparison is the thief of joy. So even the billionaires are unhappy. Now Jeff Bezos was so happy as the wealthiest man, but now when he compares with Elon Musk, then he is unhappy. He thought he'll be the first billionaire into space, but Richard Branson went before him and he became unhappy. And today's world, the comparison has moved online. Right? You're comparing with each other's Insta profile pic. That is what the youngsters are doing, and that's why they're going into depression. Repeated psychology reports are revealing that the rate of depression amongst the teenagers has gone sky high, all because of social media. Because they see the glitter and it creates in them a syndrome called FOMO, fear of missing out. They feel there's something vitally necessary in life which others have and I don't, and I need it. That this is the material consciousness. I need this and I need that and I need that. And spiritual consciousness is all the reverse. What I need is the inner wealth. I learn to be contented with the externals, or lack of them, doesn't matter. So if you have 3 sets of clothes and are contented, you are not poor. But if you have 60 sets of clothes and you are discontented, in the Bollywood world, that's what it is. Oh my God, what will people say? I repeated a cloth after 2 months. So they are the poor people despite the 60 set of clothes. Satu bhavati daridri yasya trishna vishala manasi cha paritushte kothavan ko daridra. The real wealth is contentment. Sri Krishna says, Arjun, they have it. There's a story of a man who went to the Buddha and started relating all his problems. I've got problem number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He said, I've got 83 problems. Siddhartha, the Buddha, please give me the solution. The Buddha said, I don't have a solution for these, but I can solve your 84th problem. He said, what is the 84th problem? The Buddha said, the 84th problem is that you wish to be problem-free. Nobody in this world is going to be problem-free. If you live in this world, there will always be problems. You need to change your mindset to them. One Kavi says, Na kabhi rukengi hawaएं, na kabhi bujhenge chirag. चलते रहो, ये तमाशा तो रात भर का है. The drama of the world will continue. You have to learn to make peace with it. How will you make peace? It's like that sadhu who went to spend the night in a dharamshala. So in the holy places in India, philanthropic people open these free hotels called dharamshalas. Sadhu was given one bed in the room and the other bed had a trader. It was a winter month and they both were also so generously loaned a blanket from the dharamshala side. Now the blanket was short. So the trader, he would cover, the winters and you don't have central heating, so he would cover his head and his feet would feel cold. After 15 minutes, he would cover his feet and the head would feel cold. So every 15 minutes, he was changing. And all that fidgeting was disturbing the sadhu as well. At 2 past midnight, the sadhu said, Bhale Admi, I have been seeing you so restless, trying to fit the blanket to your body. If you don't mind, can I make a suggestion? Why don't you fit the body to the blanket? Just curl up a little bit and you'll fit in the blanket. That is exactly what we need to do in life. We inflame our desires, and then even this much is not enough. And instead, if you learn to reduce those desires, then everybody has got 2 rotis to eat and 2 sets of clothes to wear. What is the need for high? So then you focus on the real wealth, simple living and high thinking. Sri Krishna says, that's what my devotees do.